How do you propose to stop deficit spending? Program cuts, tax raises, and Mr. Sutton, you're first, and then Gibbs and Space.
Here's the difference between three of us, and we'll make it really brief. Mr. Space wants to do some cutting, and I'll let him just define that himself, but the Democrat Party in general, they like to surgically remove things. And the Republicans like to chop things down. I'd like to take a chainsaw and get rid of some things that we just absolutely have no constitutional authority to have and to be paying for in the first place. There's several agencies and departments, and the ones that I've said over and over in this campaign for several of them, but the Department of Education, we don't need a U.S. Department of Education. We didn't have one until 1979 in the first place. And the Department of Energy, which was established because they wanted to find out, it was established to determine why we, how to get off of foreign oil. And at that time, when it was established in 1977, we were getting 30% of our oil from overseas. Now we're at 70%. It's not working. Chainsaw. Department of Education, chainsaw, do it at the state level.
Mr. Gibbs?
Well, as I said, we got to get deficit spending under control, and there's several ways I think we can start addressing the issue. First of all, what I call domestic discretionary spending. I like to see as a goal, right immediately, break that down to fiscal year 08 levels, especially when it's grown about 12 to 15% each year in the last 2 fiscal years, so it's had pretty good growth. Another way we can cut spending is to encourage more federal government operations to be put out for competitive contract bidding. Try to make some competition in the federal government, and any agency that's doing something, that's fine. If they make the bid, that's fine, but let's try to break away the monopoly of the federal government. Also, baseline spending, the process in the Congress is a problem. You know, when they have baseline spending, it's automatically trying to increase spending, and we need to get back, like I said, the legislative process, the committee process, and we need to break up these appropriations bills so we're not packaging, bundling them together and passing them as one big bill. We don't know what's in it. We need to break it up, have hearings, and make our congressmen vote on more specific issues and not put something in there. Everybody wants to support the troops over in Afghanistan. We're not going to, everybody does that, but then they add things into there that raises the spending, and so we got to get under control of that. That's what we started having.
Mr. Space.
Certainly, spending is part of the problem, and we should be looking at where we can cut spending. And it's interesting. It bears mentioning. Mr. Gibbs served in the legislature for 8 years now, and every year that he's been there, spending has gone up, on average, I think 10% per year. When the Republicans held the House, they weren't fiscally conservative or responsible. They started this ball rolling. So, yeah, do we need to look at spending cuts? Yes. And I think across the board cuts, with certain exceptions like Veterans Affairs, make sense. But we also need to figure out how to put people to work. That creates revenue. People working pay taxes. Now, Mr. Gibbs has maligned the American Recovery Act, the stimulus bill. And again, a third of that goes for tax relief for average families. A third of that went to save states like Ohio in meeting their budgetary crises. The remaining third went for projects like the Nelsonville bypass, connecting Appalachia, over $100 million. It's going to provide access to broadband to everybody in southeastern Ohio. Weatherization program. We're going to see $52 million spent out of those monies in southeastern Ohio over the next year and a half. These are all jobs. 700 with the broadband, hundreds with the bypass, 700 or 400 jobs with the weatherization, 600 jobs with the solar field. Those are the kinds of things we need to do to generate economy and fix this deficit spending. My apologies for my over.
Thank you.